hit point. Got that defense boost.
I was having problems with this fight. Last time I did it.
Hey, look, the best organization fight.
I do like this one.
Also, probably the best data fight.
Is it
But
time
the
to live
problem-
and learn?
Pretty much,
Yeah,
this fight is near impossible if you don't know what you're doing.
But, again,
Where's the fun in this?
So, Carson, I'm gonna argue with you.
Several spears.
Where's the fun
Well,
in this?
you know, he does what I expect him to do. Then he does something I don't expect him to do when I expect him to do it.
But Sean, where's the fun in this?
Two of those. Maybe three of those. Win, guard me. Takes a couple steps downtown. And then completely does something completely different from the other 8 times we fought. Got 1, 2 jumps.
What?
I only got 8 jumps.
How many do you normally get?
You can get up to 9.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Ow.
At this point, don't really have much to say about the fight.
Mm-hmm. Which is unfortunate, but it is just...
That's not even what happens when you... basically just order reasons about something being already done.
Look at that, you jerk!
You stop that. What was the trick to this again?
What trick?
I think I'm good.
What?
No. There was a way to dodge him doing the one thing, I just don't remember the timing.
What do you think you are, a Kirby boss for doing all that working?
No, he's just the 80s cartoon gatherer.
Damn it, Carson, you beat me too. Okay. 80s cartoon canon does a lot of that.
There's that straight, like, I think it's almost a minute, basically, of him just, he literally says, like, 2 or 3 lines, and then just keep warping around the room for no reason.
He warps every other... he basically warps every other sentence.
Got him! That's how you do that. You get jump command. You dragoon him. You out dragoon him.
Well, again, I brought up the reference of
Ow.
in Final Fantasy IV, because that's the one about the Dragoon, right?
Yes.
You basically, there's a wind-based boss, and the way you have to hurt them is use a Kane's jump command to basically jump in the center of a goddamn tornado, essentially, because, you know, the tornado repels attacks from, like, the outside, like a cone, but you're going in through a giant hole.
Alright, time for Xemnas.
The absolute worst one.
Did we do the shield guy?
No, we haven't.
Ha! Good catch! I missed that. I thought there was something wrong with me finding 2 first.
Time for Xemnas. What about the shield guy?
Out of it,
What I love is that you didn't even call him by name.
I don't remember half of them by name.
He will always be shield guy to me.
I call them basically by their element, their weapon, combination of the two, or something derogatory, or a combination of the 3. So he's Frosty Shield, bitch.
Frosty the shield bitch.
I can't tell if this ends or what.
Anywho.
Something interesting with this fight, now granted, when you see things like this, like, you know, situations like that gangbang that happen.
Bye.
Yeah, that goes Vixen.
Yeah, something interesting about that fight, apparently on Proud mode, that fight takes most people around half an hour.
Yeah, that's because in Proud mode you actually do less damage. It's the only difficulty that actually reduces your damage. These critical mode actually triples it.
So you have to fight him for 30 minutes on. Why?
Yeah, in Proud mode you do like half damage.
Because, and in that specific...
Actually, I believe, you want points against Birth by Sleep, Carson. Critical mode decreases your damage.
Fuck you, Birth by Sleep. Worst Kingdom Hearts game.
Alright. Now it's time for Xemnas.
Also, was the one fight, remember...
Time to end with some man sex.
Man sex. Also, is the one fight, remember, you not only are damaging him, you have to damage his shield before you can even damage him.
I know. And you know his shield's like impervious to magic.
So they mutinied against him.
Why is this fight so awful? Oh wait, I'll tell
I
you.
didn't know a jutsu could mutiny against you.
Oh wait, I'll tell you why it's awful. Because it's based on artificial difficulty. This needed a fucking checkpoint.
Oh.
Or if you're not going to have a fucking checkpoint, playtest your goddamn game to make sure your reaction commands fucking work.
Are the reaction commands the problem with this fight?
No, it's the next fight.
Well, and remember, this one you can damage him so much he skips his goddamn.
Yeah, this one, if you're too good, he'll skip because this is only supposed to be half the boss fight. But if you damage him too much, you can skip the flag.
Which is bad design. And then the next... And then the next, like, I think you barely have done enough damage to skip the flag.
It's easy to do on critical level 99.
Well, it's easy to do on level 99 in general. Level 99 with Ultimate Weapon is really easy to do.
Anyway.
So, yeah. Like, so that's a fucking problem. When you force 2 bosses like this back to back and you don't miss both of those things, that is a fucking problem.
Oh, funny. We talked about that reaction command.
And also, notice him just kind of jinking up to with the rest of Skyscraper. Now, don't fuck this up.
He doesn't even need a super fancy one.
Yes, you do.
Breakthrough.
No, it's finished.
Oh. Fuck it up.
God damn it! You know, it's like, most of this fight you have basically spent at 1 hit point.
He does a lot of damage. And Sean doesn't have a lot of health.
That's, like, that's kind
Because he's playing in critical mode and his health is cut in half.
That's kind of another problem I have with the super bosses in this game. They feel like they were designed to where fucking, like, second more is goddamn mandatory. That's not the...
I mean, that's why second more exists.
Are you two just rolling with that now?
It's...
I mean,
It's easier to say second
Hold
more.
on. If you're gonna make a super boss, why would you not expect me to have second more?
How,
Why? Like, why? Why would you go
Unless you're
into
going
a boss?
level 1. And if
Why
you're
would
going
you
level
read
1,
an
you're level
ability?
1.
Why would you read an ability that literally says you don't die
when do you get...
and not put it on?
How far apart are those abilities based on your level up tree? Because, like...
I mean, why, Carson, if you're not level 99, by how do you make it here, you're playing level 1. And if you're playing level 1, then you're playing level 1. It's not a complaint.
Anyhow.
Lose it all.
Just take the zebra out of him.
Time's up.
This react command's one that's broken.
Which...
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to take damage there.
Which, that's... Again, that is unacceptable.
That's pretty bad.
That... When you have to do something back-to-back like this, that is fucking unacceptable.
They just never fixed it.
That... Why? Why did they never fix that?
Laziness.
That's almost as bad as From Software.
From software.
I
They
don't care
They
what...
made all kinds of good things.
I don't care what you tell me. A fucking area of effect attack with such a janky hitbox, it hits above and behind the boss, is badly designed.
Hard, man.
That's artificial difficulty. If the game is
No,
hard,
artificial difficulty.
if the game is hard
described
because
in
it
game
doesn't
design.
fucking work
Look,
properly,
artificial difficulty is literally the situation where we increase difficulty by just messing with numbers.
so basically this.
No, just numbers. Well, yes, you are correct. Sean has half health.
To go back to
There
that,
is no other thing about this difficulty that makes this artificial other than that fact.
to go back to the
Sean has half health.
To go back to the Dark Souls point for a minute, the boss Carson's referring to, the problem isn't so much that the hitbox is as wide as it is. The problem is that the hitbox that's wide is a flame attack in
It is
front of
wider than the animation, and that is unacceptable.
the flame attack in front of the boss hits a huge circle around it. You are behind that boss and you take damage from its front fire.
And the attack is also so goddamn wide. Again, it attacks outside of the fucking, like, animation. Like, it would still be dumb if the animations...
Okay, I'm gonna pause your conversation. I'm actually gonna talk about the game. But, so, if you're wondering what the strategy to not dying that much on this boss is, Session. Eternal Session might be the best limit break in the game.
Well, it's like the last...
I don't understand why it's not.
Well, it's the last special...
What's this debate between?
The, Comet Flare.
No, it's better.
Yeah, well, Riku is
Excuse
like,
me, Comet Flare is a strategy for the next one.
Riku is like the last party member you basically get for the final boss, so that shit better be
Also-
broke.
But no, I mean, so if you notice, what the strategy
Please
normally
don't
is,
fuck this up.
you know how hard it is to fuck this up?
Carson, you
You
have
know how
to...
to press X and triangle at the same time, Carson? You just let go of the other buttons.
Wait, you have to press them both at the same
Yes,
time?
do you not see? My Sora's commands are X,
Oh,
triangle is Riku.
I watched someone die on this one time because they didn't understand that you were supposed to press both of them.
I
if you
did
don't
this
press-
one...
If you don't press both of them, Riku will die. If Riku dies, Sora will get hit by Riku shots.
Someone thought you only had to press X here. They didn't.
No, I did this entirely with triangle. I never pressed X.
You were also like.
You can do that if you're.
But you were also
You
like.
can do that
normal,
on standard mode or beginner mode
You were-
because the shots just don't do enough damage.
You were also
No.
like normal mode, standard Kingdom Hearts 2, which also fucking works
correct.
properly.
If I'm correct, final mix is always more difficult than regular.
Anyway, like,
But no, so yeah, no. If the point is to combo, and then at the when you decide you're either gonna get revenge valued or end your combo, just go straight into session and do as much damage as possible. It also makes you basically you're invincible when you're using session, which means the boss can't do anything.
uses invincibility frame through it.
You have to learn these tricks.
Again,
You gotta learn-
Everybody else in that background, you're gonna lose it all.
if you
always,
have
every time.
if you have to abuse iframes, it's not well designed. I'm holding on to that.
You don't
comment for a
have
minute.
to. It just makes. Hey, you don't have to.
Okay, then beat it without iframes.
No.
Exactly. You
What are we
just
beating?
proved my point right there.
What are we beating?
Carson!
So
Oh, also, the only reason you're saying that is because you don't have that for this next one.
Hey, I don't know if I'd use session. No, I probably use session.
So we're,
What is
so
it?
we're doing.
Well,
Okay.
okay, extra Comet Flare has weird things that makes it better. Why does Donald have 3 more HP now?
Obviously, he got to level up. They gave him more HP.
No!
He's 99.
He's been 99.
Also, I was missing one treasure chest in the entire game, and here it is. Because so if you notice, my crown is still bronze.
Mm-hmm. This is proof of non-existence.
You have to get out of the treasure chest,
Now it's silver. He got the proof of
which
non-existence.
you get for beating all.
Now
13.
we get to go fight the best boss
Well, hold
in
on.
this
I mean,
whole game.
Had out the
Absolute-
recording.
Did we actually show all of these guys?
We
I'm
did.
pretty sure.
Okay.
did.
I
So
think-
we're gonna talk about them real quick. We only talked a little bit because I was fighting them.
Terrible. Next. Terrible.
This one's
next.
This one, my favorite. You gotta guard. You gotta reflect. You gotta know how to. You gotta know what to do.
all
I-
of
This
your
one.
mechanics.
Love this boss.
Like I said, I think.
I don't know why he loves this boss so much.
I think.
Stupid.
Yes.
That boss is all right.
Like I said, I basically
Know
hate,
how this boss is fine if you know how to reflect. He's not that hard.
I hate
If
all.
you want to grind stuff, just go. If you want to grind Lost Illusions, go fight Lexi.
I basically hate all of these except for him and the shield guy.
Zaldin. If you know how to fight Zaldin, Zaldin's fine. He's just harder him. Zemnis.
Fucking awful.
It's a hard boss right there.
It's just hard Zemnis.
I feel that glitch ruins it.
That glitch is a problem. Wish they
Both
would
of
patch
those
it.
glitches fucking ruin it.
Well, the other one's fine because if you can damage him so much that he can skip the flag, that means it's not that hard. Brave is okay. Not great. I don't really like the Brave fight that much anyway. So he's Brave.
One of the only good ones because you can
This one's
exploit it.
interesting, but make sure you watch that reticule because apparently he does stuff when he gets to 5. Dumb. This one's actually really fun. Just watch out on critical mode. Apparently you just die.
And you have to finish him when the floor isn't lava.
This is probably one of the easiest ones if you want to grind whatever he drops. But I think he drops AP boosts, so not that important. Love that boss.
I don't know why he loves this boss too either.
Like I said, they're all of them are basically terrible because they all suffer from the same problem. The only ones that are least terrible are the ones that were regular bosses in the game, except for Demeat, because with them being regular bosses, they were, with them being things you have to fight in the story, they were actually competently designed and
Carson,
aren't just in.
So Carson, on critical mode, so I take like 3 times more damage. They don't just one-shot you in standard. They 2-shot you.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Also, I love them because once you figure out how to fight those bosses, this game opens up so much in how you play it. And you realize that Kingdom Hearts 2 is very mechanically sound.
Time for Big Boy.
Except it's not because you just exploit them. Speaking of exploiting, we're doing the scum tech,
No.
right?
No.
But
No.
why?
Because
This boss
we're
doesn't
legit.
This boss doesn't deserve
This
playing
boss
it.
is legit.
It doesn't deserve playing
You
it
don't
legit.
come in here.
Tarzan,
You
what do you
don't
got
come in
legit?
here not with the tech. We come in here with the mechanics
No, we
and the
don't.
tech.
We don't have anything to prove.
We have everything to prove.
Oh man.
We're gonna hit that boy with that second more and we're gonna move on.
This fight is awful.
This fight is great.
It is fucking
It's
awful.
amazing.
No.
This fight is amazing.
This is one of the
I've
worst.
never fought it. This fight is amazing.
This is one of the worst bosses in. No, this is like the worst boss in
I
Kingdom
didn't play
Hearts.
Final Mix. This fight is amazing.
This boss is easily in the top 5 worst fights of Kingdom Hearts, and it's also easily in the top 5 worst.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
What?
Yes.
This boss.
There's the
Hey,
Meeks.
excuse me.
There's MCP. There's.
Excuse me.
Yes. What?
Demeeks is the worst boss ever in anything.
No,
But it doesn't matter because Lingering Will is okay.
No, it isn't.
Lingering Will just does lots of damage, but has attack patterns, so once you know what attack he's doing, you just gotta learn how to dodge it. The only problem I have with Lingering Will is the problem that I have with BBS. So if you don't like Lingering Will, Carson, quit talking about how good BBS is.
I did.
Because you're wrong.
I never said how good BBS is. I said how good the slot system is.
No.
And 2,
No.
like, I'll explain more when we
No.
get in.
No.
Like,
Oh Christ.
hold on, I just like,
No.
hold on, before that I have to be a salty bastard.
No
Like,
command deck.
before that I have to be a salty bastard. Like I said, this fight is one of the worst, easily like top 5 worst bosses in Kingdom Hearts. It's also easily top 5 worst bosses in gaming in general, right up there next to Safer Sephiroth and Ornstein and Smog. Yes, I am a petty motherfucker
Excuse
right
me.
now. Can you
Excuse
fucking
me.
tell?
Excuse me.
Phantom.
Hey, excuse
Kurt
me.
Ziza?
Excuse me. I don't understand what's wrong with Safer Sephiroth.
It's fucking overhyped, is what it is.
But that's not a flaw in boss design.
Also,
You
I
cannot use
Oh
that
my
to say this boss is arbitrarily bad because I don't like him.
Okay. Okay,
Oh.
then you want a problem with the boss design to make the fight artificially hard. I think this was the American version. He has infinite magic. All of his moves actually cast magic, but at the end of every turn, his magic meter just resets. Just for no fucking reason.
And again. Now, granted, I will say, this boss does not do the same thing the organization fights do. The problem with this fight is that when he decides to attack, is
It's his turn.
completely invulnerable.
Y'all ready to play some BBS?
That's
We about to play some BBS.
The solution to my problem, because I am going to fight him without using just broken tech,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to fight him with his tech. I'm going to make it my own invincibility
Hey,
frame.
so, well, like, I was gonna crack a joke. Lingering Will might be kind of bullshit, but at least it's optional. Looking at you, anti-black coat.
Y'all ready?
Why is that boss not optional? That boss would have been fine optional.
Y'all
Ornstein and
ready
Smog should have been
for
optional.
BBS?
Brian
You
never
mean
played that
BS.
game, so Brian never fought anti-black coat.
No, you mean SBS. Super bullshit.
Did you?
Y'all ready for BBS? We about to play some
So,
BBS.
the key to this boss, my strategy, I'm going to be using Donald's Duck Flare ability
Okay,
because it does a lot of damage and creates my invincibility frames.
Okay,
so I
that's
can
the-
copy the boss's tech. The problem I have is that the thing you have to worry about using this strategy is how you start.
Okay,
Because
that's...
what he does and what I do make a very
Okay,
important
that's
difference.
like, hold on, I'm going to explain, basically why...
I'll
hate
do
this
the
boss.
voice acting because he doesn't have it.
Oh, no.
Ben.
After that, I'll explain why I hate this boss and what the broken
A
strategies
Keyblade.
were.
Who are you? I know you. We've met before. Way back when. No, that wasn't you. You're not the one I chose. Where is he? Xehanort. Is that you? Xehanort.
That boss, Lingering Will, story significance. This is the last kind of Will of Terra that existed when he used that armor.
Why does it do that? Like,
So-
what does he do to block it?
It's not as if Terra is walking around. Imagine if part of your memory...
He's a heartless, except he's a will.
But he doesn't have
So he's a he is basically a willless.
But he doesn't have the artificial heartless in there.
No. That's
He's
what I
saying
mean.
he's the same
He's
thing as a
he's the
heartless.
same thing as a heartless, except instead of a heart, it's a will. He is a willless.
Don't give no more ideas. Those will be the new antagonists.
Hey,
the
as far as
willless.
I'm concerned, he wants to run with that because Vanitas has a lingering will in BBS.
Meaning if your power, if your
If we
heart...
were to be exact, technically, all of the organization data fights, the absent silhouettes, are lingering wills.
Oh god damn it! I can hear Nomura charting this down right now.
Those are just data, which is now a thing, because everyone has data.
Yes, the data fights, yes. The absent silhouettes themselves are technically actually a lingering will.
Because if your will is strong enough, even if you're dead, the kind of...
Your armor comes to life and fights for you.
You mean... No, Brian, your literal thoughts and opinions come to life and fight for you. But in their case, it took on that form.
So you're telling me that...
He's got him. He's got him. It's done, boys. We out of here.
Oh!
We outta here!
Finally! God damn, that's annoying.
Hey, I don't know what I just did.
Exploits, that's what you
Oh,
did.
You went into
So-
final form and you fired that bitch to death. That's what I'm talking about right
No,
there.
I did that. I know I did. But hey, look, I was supposed to.
That's what I felt within you.
I should have thrown an ether, and I totally went on autopilot. And when I realized I didn't throw an ether, I panicked and jump attacked. If he had decided to go out of his vulnerability, I would have died.
You...
That's why I don't play fighting games. Too much autopilot. Proof of connection.
Bam, boys. Bam.
Also, you can refight that boss as much as you want.
Why would you?
Manifest illusions.
Correct.
The only ways you can get them are
Wait.
synthesis, the treasure boxes they're in, and him.
Wait.
And also, when you need to make your videos of people, of a certain individual, wink wink, fighting them in valor form, wisdom, master, and final.
Wait, what did you say you get from him?
Manifest illusions.
What do those do?
It's a synthesis item.
Synthesis item.
Oh yeah.
We have the crown.
It's over now.
We done it, boys.
No more. No more.
What's the meme? Well, boys, we got him.
So, still the best Kingdom Hearts game.
What is guard break?
Worst Kingdom Hearts game.
Literally the word guard
What?
break. So guard X, he does like a circular. Split
Oh,
thing.
I know what you're talking about now.
I mean,
Okay,
I'll show you.
Well,
So apparently somebody said that you. Oh no, I was reading the thing. And
no,
it
it's
said,
over. Cut the
I was reading the
recording.
thing and it said that you could get 3 guard breaks off, and 1 explosion. Yeah, 3 guard breaks and 1 explosion before he actually decides to retaliate.
I mean, that's how you play BBS.
Anyway,
Like that,
So that's the end of the Kingdom Hearts 2 LP. My opinion,
This is the best Kingdom Hearts game.
it's the best Kingdom Hearts game
Okay, alright.
on every difficulty. Actually, beginner mode is irrelevant. You don't need to ever play it. So, if you're playing Kingdom Hearts 1...
If your girlfriend who doesn't play video games wants to play Kingdom Hearts, you put her on beginner, you hand her the controller, and you let her have fun.
Beginner mode... okay, look, beginner mode does not offer anything, because Kingdom Hearts 2 isn't hard on its own, so standard mode is fine.
If she says the game's too easy, you put her on normal, and if she actually knows how to play video games, she might enjoy it. If she doesn't, then she's probably going to go back to beginner.
Anyway, so Kingdom Hearts 1, good game. Chain of Memories, I like it. This game, still the best.
My opinion.
BBS on, not as good.
Okay, my opinion, and because my opinion is not clouded by nostalgia, unlike his, it's the accurate one. Kingdom Hearts 1 is okay, but it's aged terribly. Chain of Memories was always awful, and Kingdom Hearts 2 is good, it's just overhyped.
Wait, when you say overhyped,
what do you mean?
You're not implying that it's not the best in the series, are you?
Yes, that's
Because
exactly what I'm implying.
So
what is?
Excuse me, raising my hand.
Yes?
I actually know somebody who played the games this past year, and they agree with me completely.
Again, what is, if not
Lord.
this?
I've only basically played this and Kingdom Hearts 1, so I can't...
So since you've only played 3, which one of those 3 is the best in the series?
I would...
So look, here's the problem. Is that this game's combat just flows in a way that no Kingdom Hearts game has ever copied the feel of. No other game feels as good as this to play.
Don't mind me, I'm gonna go fight stuff. while we have this discussion.
We need to end the fucking recording before
we
this
didn't-
crashes or
we
before...
We didn't do final thoughts at the credits, did we?
No,
Not
because...
really!
No, because you were bitching about the story!
Well, yeah, because this was like the end of the good part of the story. The rest of it
You
was
mean this was the start of the bad part of the story?
So this is when we finally plateaued at the top of the mountain. BBS is when we tripped over a rock, but didn't quite fall off. We like staggered at the edge, but then we saw something shining and said, "Is that treasure or is that a death pit?" And so we fell off the mountain. It just turns out that it was a death pit.
This is not what I wanted.
Oh, and Dream Drop Distance was the stable of horse crap at the bottom.
Yeah. But no, gameplay wise, no Kingdom Hearts game feels this good to play.
Personally, like, I enjoy Dream Drop Distance more than this game.
I think you need to replay them.
Because
I don't. I mean, if you want that to be your opinion, it can be your opinion. I just don't know why you would say that.
Like I said, I feel
Dream Drop Distance was more fun to me than that.
When was the last time you played this?
That's
and
true.
technically,
I feel like you need to go re-experience.
He also played the
games.
PS2 version.
I feel like you need to re-experience both games to understand why I don't see how you can pick that. Because BBS is Dream Drop Distance is slow. It's not as satisfying, and flow motion just isn't an interesting mechanic.
If we can get a PS4 this Christmas, which is highly unlikely, I wanted to have the Kingdom Hearts collection be one of the first things.
Weren't they trying to port that to
the
Switch?
story
What
is it?
The
story? The story so far.
I think the Kingdom Hearts
combos in this game are just faster, more satisfying.
Before you go on, we said the Kingdom Hearts collection being put on, I believe, PC, Xbox One, and Switch. I think Square said they wanted to do that, they just haven't confirmed it, but there was a rumor that they were working on it.
Nomura said he wanted to put it on the Switch.
They wanted to put it on all consoles because there was a rumor that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be on all consoles.
Anyway, but again, Carter, the other games just don't have the thing. They're just things you do in this game. It's stupid.
The store's HP.
When you put a party member in, when the party member's not in your party,
They heal.
them?
I don't know. I've never played with changing party members in the middle of battle. I don't do it.
Wait, you can do that?
Yeah!
Yeah.
There's a button for it, but there's no reason to do it.
No, that's a journal. Get out of here.
I don't know why you would. Oh, hold on.
We got a trophy.
I got a trophy. What did I complete? Not every world yet.
Anyhow.
Oh, it's probably from the treasure.
Yeah.
But no, this game just, I mean, again, this game combos faster, flows better than any Kingdom Hearts game. And I mean, no other Kingdom Hearts game really lets you hit things in the face with your Keyblade. Dream Drop Distance is no exception.
Can I block in Valor?
A Dream Drop Distance, honestly, Carter, I can say I probably enjoyed the least of any game, because I've literally never replayed that one. And I've replayed all of the other ones.
He's not a Keyblade master.
What the hell?
He failed that test.
What the hell are you doing?
Because
Why are you going back into this?
I replayed VVS.
The only
technically-
thing I have left is my
Content for Xehanort. Are you willing to take that?
Also, to add to that, this game on critical mode is the best game on critical mode.
We do need to be wrapping this up.
Because VVS is not as fun as critical mode, and neither is, I mean, I can only see one.
Well-
I've only done the DDD once.
Well, because isn't this the only games where critical mode actually gives you things, whereas all the other games it just takes everything
Oh, no,
away?
Point 2 actually went back to that logical decision.
Too bad
Making
point.
this an interesting difficulty.
Too bad Point 2 failed in a lot
So,
of other
yeah.
I mean,
we-
Point 2 is probably the closest thing to the second best Kingdom Hearts game the series ever got.
We do need to be
Because
wrapping
I
this up,
honestly
though.
think that Kingdom Hearts 1 is still the second best.
The one I had the most fun with was
Okay.
Dream Drop Distance.
I
so-
still think you need to go back and replay them.
Okay, don't.
Because I honestly don't. I mean, I guess if that really could be your opinion, but I mean, if that's the case, man, I just don't know what to tell you. Because I mean, the series can only get worse. Because I mean, that game is honestly my least favorite. Because it literally has nothing to offer gameplay wise, as far as, especially not compared to this one.
Balloon!
Because Dream Drop Distance did a lot of frustrating, stupid things.
Go around
Because
the
bosses did critical mode damage on standard mode.
Oh, he's going off tracks.
But no, I don't. I feel like you need to replay them and then come back to me with that opinion. And then I don't know what, because that game sucks.
Anyway, we do need to be trying to
Yes.
wrap this up instead of, you know.
Well, I have plenty of more.
So in short, this game's best. Kingdom Hearts 2 is still second best. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 can beat it.
Try to update my opinions later, but
You want my opinion? Kingdom Hearts 1 is a game. Kingdom Hearts 2 is a game. Chain of Memories is a game. VVS is not a good game. And Dream Drop Distance is not a good game either. But if I was to get complex with that, the reason you play Kingdom Hearts 2 and the reason you play Kingdom Hearts 1 are two completely different things. Combat's just much more slower. That doesn't make the game bad, but it doesn't make the game, it doesn't feel good. And that's saying somebody who played this game first. So I played this game first. I literally played Kingdom Hearts 1 and I said, why is it so slower? Why does he not like combo as fast as he does in Kingdom Hearts 2? But it doesn't mean that, Kingdom Hearts 1 is that bad. Because, like again, the whole point is that in every single game after, we're supposed to get better. So, the whole thing around that is that I'm glad that we decided that Sora attacking faster needed to be a thing. Good on them. Good job, Nomura. In terms of Chain of Memories, I cannot put that in the conversation of Kingdom Hearts game, because that is not a Kingdom Hearts game. That is a game that should have been a completely different game, but instead Nomura made it that.
oh boy.
If Chain of Memories had just been a card game where you apparently played a guy, built a deck, and you did abilities and all that other shit, and it was made by Square Enix, it would have been a whole lot better. But it wasn't. It was a Kingdom Hearts card game. And that was the problem. In terms of all the other games that we haven't played, I mean, VVS isn't bad because VVS is a bad game. VVS is bad because the combat in that game, as well as the enemies in that game, are shit. Because nobody wants to basically do what people suggest to do against this guy to everyone. Because that's boring. Throwing down landmines and using Thunder Surge to solve all your problems gets boring. Same thing goes for DDD. Using Balloon to solve all your problems gets boring.
Okay.
And we're not gonna talk about Recoded, that's shit. We ain't gonna talk about X Unchained, or no, we ain't gonna talk about Union Cross, that's garbage.
Oh, well, Brian. That's an opinion.
We ain't gonna talk about 358 over 2 days, because that game,
That's not a game, that's a movie.
that game might have had some potential. It just wasn't executed the way it should have.
They're good
Honestly,
ideas.
Honestly, like, the little mini thing was that I feel like if 358 over 2 days, and this actually does kind of bother me a little, the games that were cut out of the HD collections because they were arguably inconsequential and bad, being recoded in 358 over 2 days, that kind of bothers me, because I feel like if you put them on better hardware, because it's purely technical limits, it's what's holding those back. If those, you know, had actual good...
There's a lot more older.
If those had actual goods,
Like,
358 over 2.
So-
Go to
so
my
look,
channel.
look,
We're gonna have an
so-
in-depth playthrough
so-
of 358
So
over 2 days.
So there are 3 Team Hearts games that uses this, which, as far as I've decided, I like this better than Command Slots Forever. My problem is that there are 4 games in the series that use this, and one of them messed it up.
Brian's problem is that he wants the command deck commands in this.
No, you just
And
want
he
Lethal
can't
Frame.
get it. And he can't get it. He can't use
Lethal Frame!
He can't
Lethal
come
Frame
up.
is the horror series.
He can't
Brian.
come up with
said
stop
Lethal
good
Frame.
combo.
What?
I thought I said Lethal Frame.
You said Fatal
He
Frame!
can't.
Yeah, we want to use that too.
He
Same
can't
thing.
come up with stop good combos. Now, guys, I'm not asking for a lot here. I'm asking for, you know, your 1, 2, 3. You go into stop magic. You hit them up with something else. You do some other combo. Use some kind of stop magic again. And it normally equates to you getting, bam, lethal frame across the screen. You press triangle, you lethal frame, whatever it is, and bam, damage.
okay, we need to end.
But that is the end of the Kingdom
That's
Hearts
all
2.
I'm asking for,
Let's
Namura.
play.
Throw me a
We'll be
bone.
back for Kingdom Hearts, whatever we play next.
Some Kingdom Hearts thing.
I think the next game in order of the collection is
If
Birth
we
by
play
Sleep.
by collection VBS, if we skip whatever that game is, if it's Kingdom Hearts 3, it's Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how do you all feel about the Lingering Will fight? Now that I asked this question, I have a bit of an opinionated rant. But before I jump into that, I am not stating my opinions as facts. I am just stating this is why I don't like Lingering Will and why I think Critical Mode is fundamentally not as great as everyone thinks it is. I will try not to ramble too much. First off, Lingering Will has a ridiculous revenge value. You get to attack him for just a few moments, then he basically becomes invincible and gets to attack you, turning this into a game of happy slaps of like, he attacks, you attack, he attacks, you attack, he attacks, you attack, so on and so forth, and I find that incredibly stupid. And this leads to my broader point of why I think Critical Mode is not all it was cracked up to be. Sean and a bunch of other people will defend this difficulty, saying it makes you realize how many options you truly have in this game in your arsenal. And yet, everybody tends to spam the same repetitive actions simply because those actions are the most effective. Sean will jokingly say that he has other options, but he is not skilled enough to use them. But I think that ultimately proves the point I'm trying to make. Why should I care about learning the ability that is hard to use and actually takes an actual amount of skill to pull off, when I can use the ability that takes no skill that basically cheeses the game. Like Sean using limit breaks to become invincible to dodge Lingering Will's attacks, while also being on the offensive to counter Lingering Will with the same limit break, then spamming magic restoring items. This lets you remove the limitation that the magic has, which is the cooldown timer, and you can immediately go back to spamming overpowered magic or limit breaks. Yes, these are consumable items intended to be used by the player, but it feels like the dev team never thought about somebody stockpiling these to spam them like crazy to instantly get magic back, and that ultimately leads to the point I was trying to make. Why should I learn to use the nuanced skills in my arsenal that take actual time and effort to achieve, when I could just cheese the game with limit breaks, or learning to use fire magic to extend combos, which is not that hard to do because fire magic combo extension lets you do a ton of damage without really affecting the revenge value much, because speedruns will do this to loop bosses so that the revenge value never triggers. People say this difficulty teaches you to use all the nuanced tools in your arsenal, and Sean made a joke, the other tools he is not skilled enough to use, but that really does cement my point. Why should you bother learning to use a skill that takes effort when you could easily cheese through the difficulty with a skill that takes no effort? That no effort cheese strat is also your best play for a difficulty that everyone heralds as teaching the player to use all the tools in their arsenal. All I ever see people do is the same few techniques. You only see a slight shift if that shift is applicable in the current situation, but that is all that tool will ever get used for. Oh, Magnet is really good in this specific fight, so they spam Magnet instead of spamming Fire to circumvent the revenge value. Ultimately, I will leave off on this rant. I don't think Lingering Will is a good fight. Even if it is a super boss, that does not mean you need to throw out good game design conventions when designing a super boss. And I really do think Lingering Will and Critical Mode are not all they are cracked up to be, simply because I feel like the best solution to play Critical Mode is not learning the nuanced rules of the game, but learning the nuanced rules of cheesy fire combo extension, or learning to use limit breaks to basically circumvent taking damage, because limit breaks have a lot of invincibility frames. But you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shield for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. See you later. Bye!